Hello friends and welcome to another video. On today's video, as you can see, I have my hat on, my scarf. I'm ready to head outside. But before I head outside, let's have a little chat. So in today's video, I will be talking about my chickens because you guys have a lot of questions about my chickens. My chickens have become a favorite because you always seen them in the video, and I'm always looking after my chickens. So I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to do a Q&A today as I go outside there to feed my chickens. Come along with me and I will answer your questions. So 4 questions that I get a lot is, what is the breed of my chicken? The second question is, are my chicken cold in the winter? The third question is how to start up a chicken business. And the fourth question is, like, what do I feed my chickens? So the chickens have actually become a favorite. So let's head outside right now with me because they're hungry and I can see them pushing themselves against the door of their coop because they want to eat. So let's go. All right, y'all, we're out here. Let's see what my chickens are doing. Hello, chickens. So let me start answering your questions. The first question is, are my chickens cold? Well, the answer is no. Chickens do not really get cold because they have feathers and the feathers keep them warm. The only thing that you have to worry about with your chickens is for wind. So you want to make sure that your chicken coop is fully enclosed and that there is no holes or no big gaps that wind is going to come in and get them all just go through the enclosure and then just cause a problem for them. But really, they don't get cold because the feathers keep them warm. The big thing when it comes to wind is the wind really bothers their comb. So if you look at the top of the head of the chickens, they have their comb. And if the wind is very strong and it's very cold, the wind will cause them to have frostbite on their comb and they will eventually lose their comb. If they have frostbite, it will get very, very red, then dark color looking, and then it will fall off, and then a new one will grow back. But you don't want to put your chickens through this stress and pain, so it's better to have your chicken well enclosed, and so they don't get affected by wind. But no, they are pretty nice and toasty, and the feathers keep them warm. The next thing, they're making so much noise. I can hardly talk. Okay. Chickens, be quiet. So the next thing you want to do is, if you're concerned about your chicken being cold, you want to make sure that you have good bedding inside the coop. And I already did 3 videos on bedding. I talked about bedding, so you can go watch them. You want to put in straw or hay or shavings in there for your chickens so that they can stay warm. They can snuggle themselves in the straw or in the hay or in the wood shaving. I like to use pine shavings and they love it and it protects them from mites in the coop. So that's my favorite bedding. And so you want to put that inside the coop. I put shavings inside my coop once or twice a week in the winter time. And it's really, it really keeps them warm and dry in there. So that's what you want to do, and the chickens will be perfectly fine. The third thing you also want to do in there, if you're concerned about your chicken being warm, you want to make sure that they have a roost. So in there, I have 2 roosts for my chickens, and they go on the roost and they huddle together, and the heat from all the chickens together, they keep themselves warm together with their feathers. So they are perfectly fine in there. So no, chickens are not cold. You don't really have to worry about them. They're not going to freeze to death. They're definitely not going to die. That's that. So let me feed my chickens some food, because the next question I'm going to answer is what do I feed my chickens? But I'm not going to go into a detailed video because I already have a video, and um I'm going to put a link somewhere up there so you can go watch that feed video. So now that we're in December and it's very cold, this right here is a treat that I'm giving my chickens. I like to give them this treat every second or third day. And this is sunflower seeds, and it's very nutritious for them. So I'm going to give them a can of that today. Just sprinkle it around in there. The feed is here in that bucket. Of course, they're not going to get this big bucket of feed, but I'm going to give them some food from there. And I try to give them scraps every single day. So today I have a bunch of scraps in here for them. I have oats and fruits and vegetables and stuff like that in here, which I am also going to give them. And the scrap kind of keeps them busy all day long because they're out there kind of poking the vegetables and the fruits and stuff like that. So it keeps them busy and occupied in the winter time because it's cold out here, and some parts like there's snow everywhere, so it's kind of deep and it's difficult for them to go out in the snow. So that's why we have the enclosure, and I'm making a video about the enclosure, why the enclosure is there and stuff like that. So I'm not going to really talk about it, but so there, this keeps them really busy. So let's give them the scraps. So I have a system here, and I do not let them out before I put the scraps down, because they will fly all over and just cause me a great disaster. So here we go. As you can see, I already have scraps on the ground. So I like to just put the scrap down like this. I like to clear the snow a bit. Then I just use my feet, and then I just drop the food in different areas for them, because I want them to come out in the yard. Hold on, girls, I'm coming to let you out. So I scattered the food over there because I want them to come out outside. If you give them the food inside, they tend not to come outside. One or two of them will come outside, but they will eat in there, and then they will just go back in there and go up on top their roost, and they will just stay there most of the day. And if I come out and I give them some cabbage, some other thing, they will come out. But I want them to come out to get exercise. That's why I put the food outside, and let them out. There they go. Woohoo! Okay, girls, come on. And there they go. And that's what I want them to. That's what I want them to do. I want them to go to the food and eat it. And now that they're out there, I am going to now put food inside so they can go in there and eat later on when they finish eating what they have outside there. Let's give you a treat. Here is your sunflower seeds. There you go. They love sunflower seeds. There you go. And now let's collect some eggs. Those girls, they lay loads of eggs, and that is why I love this breed of chicken. They lay all winter long. Okay, y'all. Now my chickens are eating. Let's answer the next question. What breed are my chickens? My chickens are Sussex, and they are a dual purpose birds. They can be used for both meat as well as eggs. Now these birds, they are a very winter hardy, and they lay eggs all through the winter long. So you will definitely get eggs all through winter. So this is why I love this breed. The next thing about them is they're very friendly. They're very smart. They come into the coop. They go in and out by themselves. During the summertime, they go forage all over the property. And once it starts getting dark, they just come back on their own, go inside the coop and everything. I just come in here and close the door, and that's it. The next thing about them is the rooster is very protective, and he makes lots of noises if any animals comes into the yard, or if any stranger or anybody goes near to the hens. And he's very, very vicious, so he will attack. So that's why I like this breed, and I like the breed with I like the rooster also, even if he's not too friendly for children because he tends to attack children, but I like him because he's very protective. The next thing I like about this breed is they're not very like docile at night. Chickens, they kind of go in this kind of stupor when they're sleeping at night. And if predators come in, they can be killed, and they're just like sleeping, like dead looking. But anyways, they are very alert at night. If you come out here in the coop, they will just start, they'll come out, they'll make noises. If you look into the window and you frighten them, they start to make noise. So they're very alert. They're not as the other types that I had. I had 6, 7 other breeds of chickens, and they were just like very, very docile. And if animals come by the coop, they won't even make noise. You know what I mean? So that's why I like this breed. And the next reason I like this breed is because they grow really well, and they're heavy. Like they're good for meat. They go up to 10, up to 12 pounds they can be. And right now, like one of them is like already 8 pounds. Like they're up to 8 pounds already. So they're pretty good. And very soon some of them will be going to my pot. So, so yeah, I'll get another set in the spring. But I love them because they're really, really good, and they don't catch a lot of diseases. That's another thing about the Sussex breed. So yeah, so that's what I like this breed. All right, let me get let's put away this feed. Close the chickens in because I don't want them escaping. The number one problem that you have to worry about in the winter is predators, because there's a lot of wild animals out here and they're looking to get food. In the wintertime, there's not a lot of food out there, and they will come in here and eat the chickens. So you have to be careful about that. Also, we have some hawks. That's another thing you have to watch out for. And they would most definitely eat the chickens. But these chickens are pretty heavy. They would try to pick them up, but they're too heavy to carry. But they will actually hurt them. So you have to keep an eye on them for that. All right. So the next question I am going to answer while I take the eggs inside, because I forget to bring water outside for them. I thought the water was not frozen, but the water is frozen solid. So I gotta give them fresh water. Okay, you all, let me answer the last question. The last question was how to start up a chicken business. Okay, that's one of the questions that you guys asked. But I don't have a chicken business. I have an egg business, and I sell farm fresh eggs. So that's what I have. And having a chicken business is something totally different. So that is where you rear chickens and slaughter them and package them, and you sell them, whether in farmers market or if you're registered to do that. I am not registered to do that, so I'm not doing that yet. And I can only sell chicken if I decide to sell chicken meat at the farmers market or from my farm gate. and the eggs are all sold from my farm gate. People come to my farm gate and pick it up, and I have a video on that, so you can go watch it again if you want. But how I started my egg business, I again I did my research on the breed of chickens that I wanted, because if to sell eggs, do you hear how much noise I'm making? To sell eggs, you need reliable chickens. That means they're gonna be laying eggs all the time, because you gotta keep up with your customers and make sure that you keep up to the demand. So that's why I choose the Sussex, because they lay eggs all through the winter. Another way, if you cannot get Sussex and you want to do another breed of chickens, like the Rhode Island Red, you can have them, but every year you will have to rotate your chickens. So every year you would maybe sell the first set of chickens, or slaughter them or something like that, and then you bring in a new set, because chickens that are the first chickens in their first year, they tend to lay more eggs in the wintertime than after 2 years. After a year and a half, 2 years, they tend to lay less eggs as it gets colder. So most people, they do that, and most of the commercial farms, that's what they do too. They rotate the chickens, so every year they have a new set of chickens, so that they can continue the egg laying, so that they can continue having the like a large supply of eggs, so they can supply for every person. That is what they do. And if you want to go commercially, you can do something like that. But as for me, I just have these chickens, and every year I will get more chickens. I will breed chickens from my fertilized eggs, because I have a rooster and I'll have a bigger flock. But I'm planning on getting some different breeds in the spring, and use them for my own personal purpose, but continue to breed the Sussex and eventually sell fertilized eggs from them. So yeah, that is how you can start up a business. So guys, I hope I answered all. Well, I didn't answer all your questions, because there's more questions, but I don't want to make the video long. So as the questions come in, I will answer them, because I know I answer question the on the page where you guys ask the questions, but sometimes people ask the same questions over and over again. So it's better to do a video, and you can watch the whole video and you get a better perspective, and maybe answer more of the great details in your questions that you're really interested in. So yeah, so there they are. As you can see, they're 8. They're happy, they're making noises, and they're out in the yard, and they're pecking and just eating all the scraps that I gave them. There's enough things for them to keep them busy all day long, and I tend not to give them scraps at night, because I don't want to attract animals. But early in the morning, again, the scraps that I collected all day long from cooking and eating fruits and vegetables, they will get it in the morning, and then tonight I will give them some more food around 4:30 before it gets dark, and they'll head off to bed. And that's basically it. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for always coming back to my videos. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. Ciao, ciao. I will see you in the next video.